Hello, dear viewer, and welcome back to Triangle Strategy with me, John, Lunar Nebula Gaming. Just wanted to show off something a friend got me. It's pretty fun. I like it. And it fits in the little cap for the face cam I'm using, so it works pretty well as a stand. Anyway, maybe that little guy will be showing up in some videos instead of me soon. We'll see. But for now, let's check out what Serenoa is going to be doing in Heising with the Salt Crystal, shall we? And if you're enjoying
We granted you an audience because of Minister Exham's petition, but I did not expect you to show us this.
Maybe you should comment below on what you think is going to happen with this salt crystal.
A crystal made of salt. How very fascinating. It certainly does contradict the doctrine here in our blessed land. Or it would, were it real. Have you any proof that this was not created by magic or technology?
Well, with all due respect, Minister, I have a question for you in return.
Thank you, Benedict.
What do you think of Aesfrost and Glenbrook's decree to stop trade with Heisant?
I think it nothing more than a threat. Neither would last very long without our salt.
Gustadolf is no fool. Such an edict would not come without proper countermeasures in place. Countermeasures such as another source of salt, for example. Having their own salt would make Heisant's redundant, at best, and your nation would soon find itself in dire straits without the salt tax's revenue.
One reason why it's important not to have an economy built upon one commodity. If anything happens, your economy goes boom.
What is it you want from us?
Your full support.
Lend us your strength, and together we can defeat Aesfrost, and Heisant's ties to all nations will remain intact.
You mean to start a war. The Kingdom of Glenbrook may be naught but a puppet now, but it was once your homeland. You understand this, yes?
We do.
Even so, my people do not wish for war. We must try to resolve this peacefully first.
Do you think Gustadolf can be reasoned with? Need I remind you that it was he who invaded Glenbrook?
Good point.
He is a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Be that as it may, neither my people nor soldiers will accept it as a reason to go to war.
Yeah. Why would you go after somebody for wearing wool, Roland?
Then I shall give you one.
Ah.
For I am the second son of King Regna. Roland Glenbrook.
You live.
There is no mistaking that face.
Huh. So the prince lives to slay his kingdom's invader. We could not ask for a better reason.
If you need a just cause to go to war, let it be me. We must stop Gustadolf.
I'd rather stop Heisant.
It all makes sense now. O Holy One, have you heard? Pray, tell me what you would have us do. It shall be done. Wolfort, Prince Roland, heed the words of the Holy One. The holy state of Heisant stands with you. The Holy One would see you defeat Aesfrost and restore peace to Norzelia. Our nation shall spare no effort in your fight against Gustadolf. From this day forth, we support Prince Roland as our commander and Lord Serenoa as one of the Saintly Seven.
Me? A saint?
We are brethren now. We ride to war together.
This is them trying to tie us to them politically so we can't escape. Great.
Well, would you look at that? We secured Heisant's support, and you even got yourself named one of the Saintly Seven.
We also received a signed document stating the Roselle and Wolford are left in our care.
Good going, lad.
Well, better than nothing.
Oh, it is Benedict and Roland to whom we owe this victory.
Also true.
Everyone here has suffered so much on my behalf. My weakness and worthlessness have brought pain and misfortune to you all. And for that I must apologize.
What are friends for, man?
You've got nothing to apologize for. I already told you. House Wolfort's the sword and shield of the crown.
I've decided that I must press forward, even if it means crawling forth on my hands and knees. I ask for your support as always. I know I will need it.
And you shall have it. I'm with you every step of the way, my lord.
So
Is
as...
something the matter, Frederica?
No. My apologies for worrying you.
Are we going to be
Now,
able
to battle!
to free the Roselle?
We take back Glenbrook with our own hands!
I mean, yeah, that's good. But what about the Roselle at the source? Now that we're one of the Saintly Seven, can we, like, change that? I have questions. Okay, well... Saintly Seven discussed their earlier counsel on the possibilities on the horizon. Interesting. Is Tenebris one of the Saintly Seven? Certainly seemed to be.
Did you know about this salt crystal exam?
No. Neither did I know of Prince Roland's survival. I thought he had perished.
Likewise. What did you make of the Holy One's decree?
Hyzant is a grand nation, but unfortunately not one blessed with a bountiful harvest of anything other than salt. Were we not able to trade, there is no doubt our nation would wither to naught. We've relied solely on salt for much too long, and that reality was made painfully clear to us.
Harsh words.
What's interesting to me is that they clearly have very good medical technology. Like, they could absolutely use that to their advantage to see people, especially, you know, all the royalty that might want to have their medical issues taken care of. So you'd think they'd really work on that soon.
But true nonetheless. Do you think we can triumph over Esfrost?
Mark my words, Minister Camsell. There is no fight Exham Marshal cannot win.
Forget the tournament. Tournament at the beginning of the game. We toasted X in. Oh.
The Holy One has ordered for us to deliver our Aelfric to House Wolfort.
And here I thought your research results to be top secret. What a curious turn of events.
Perhaps the Hierophant determined it a good chance to test them in the field. They could easily sink an Frosty's ship or two.
And yet I see not a trace of a smile on you.
I never wanted to build weapons for war.
Yet you don't think twice about toying with human life. How ironic.
How dare you!
Have a wonderful day.
The audacity of Edor's dog.
Okay. So, clearly the spy's working for Edor. Interesting. And I wonder if that means they're going to have people who are, like, supercharged with magic or something? A missive arrives from Cyprus, alerting Gustadolf to dangers back home. Alright, main story mode.
Are you certain it's wise to return to Esfrost alone, Your Grace? You are needed here.
If Cyprus's missive is to be believed, I'm afraid matters are far too grave to be left to anyone else. Svarog's deception is nearing its climax. His ill-gotten profits are being used to build a weapon of untold destructive power.
So this makes me think, depending on which path you go down, you still have to deal with some big issue. So, like, apparently the Aelfric are going to be a thing. in the current path we're on. But if we had gone with Esfrost more, maybe, we would have seen Svarog's power-tripping weapon or something. Who knows?
Our anonymous source from the manufactory hinted at as much. Svarog is bold to have carried out his plan this far.
Death Snell? What's that?
Let the adults speak, my dear.
If we're to be wed, then there should be trust between us. How long do you intend on treating me like a child?
Very well. Tell her, Thalos.
If you insist, brother. This weapon combines the powerful explosives developed by Dragan with Esfrost's mastery of steelcraft.
So is it a big cannon?
Although yet to be tested, this cannon is said to have the power to breach even Hyzan's walls. The goddess's shield would buckle under a single blast.
So if I remember correctly, I think it was World War I. Germany tried to make a giant cannon that you could like feel from miles away when firing it. This seems similar. But if no one else has even artillery, that would just be devastating.
But the shield is impregnable.
I have heard nothing of this. Do you think so little of your general?
She has a point.
A general is to win me victory, as and when I command it.
How are you supposed to do that without info?
Svarog's intent isn't to bring Hyzant to heel, however. He means to use the cannon against Brother. But the fool was so blinded by ambition that he never saw the strings guiding his every deed.
Fool that he may be, he served his purpose well. The cannon could not have been made without his engineers and Dragan's research. He will die secure in the knowledge that his bloodline contributed to the glory of Esfrost. Sadly, he shall not live to see his work completed.
Okay, that's a pretty bold plan. Let your enemy create your super weapon for you, because you don't have the technological capacity for it yet, but you'll steal it out from underneath them.
With it, we shall do what our forebears could not. The goddess's shield shall yield before Esfrost's might and ingenuity.
Unlike Captain
If
America.
we can even approach the walls, brother, the trade embargo will ensure that Hyzant is especially wary of our actions.
On the contrary, their focus will turn inward. With naught else to leverage their influence with, they will take measures to see that none of their precious salt escapes their borders. There may be some gnashing of teeth, to be sure, but it will only be in an attempt to hide their inner turmoil. Erica, muster a force, and march to the Hierophant's palace at once. Deliver to Hyzant my final demands.
As you wish, brother. I shall gather what news I can of the Saintly Seven's machinations.
And this is why information is important, because this plan kind of depends on them not caring.
Thalos, you will remain in Glenbrook. Conduct yourself as if I had never left.
You hardly need to ask, brother.
That is all. Now go.
Also good music.
Even his own flesh and blood are but tools to be used and then discarded when their purpose is served.
He has faith only in himself. Such has ever been his way.
It will probably be his downfall. And probably a sociopath, apparently. Save the game. Alright then. Guess we'll go back to slot 2 for our save file. Because why not? Alright. Here we go.
Esfrost and Glenbrook remained strong after declaring a trade stop with Hyzant. Gustadolf sends Erica to Hyzant to deliver his ultimatum, and dispatches an army to Glenbrook to increase the pressure on the Holy State. Hyzant, under the banner of Prince Roland, sends Minister Serenoa Wolfort of the Saintly Seven to prepare for retaliation. Softly but surely, Norzelia descends into war once more.
Oh dear. Chapter 13, Part 1. Our time has come. Okay. Well, politics in this land moves quickly. Oh dear.
Those are the Archduke's wishes. I implore you not to forget that this is his final offer. Come to think of it, I heard that Wolfort was added to your saintly ranks. Where might he be?
I'm afraid I cannot answer that. The dealings of the Saintly Seven are our business, and ours alone.
Sorry, I thought it said we literally were sent to talk to her. No, interesting.
How disappointing. I had hoped to congratulate him on his promotion.
Doubtful.
That wretched woman. Those are hardly wishes.
Esfrost all but demands us open the source to restore our diplomatic relations.
The Duchy fears neither a lack of salt nor the goddess's shield.
Which is
I
foreboding.
would assume they have a plan in mind.
Then this was no more than a ploy to stall for time.
Something tells me
We had
Tenebris
best expedite House Wolfert's plans to take the capital.
might be in on it.
Minister Exham, send word to Minister Serenoa.
All right then. While Gustadolf is gone, Wolfort will proclaim the throne. Hey, reinforcements, maybe? Hopefully. We could use some.
You wish to lend us Hyzant's new weapon?
Yes. It was a directive from the Holy One.
Oh, right,
the weapon is one Minister Lila developed in secret.
I compressed a vast quantity of magic into crystal form. We call this weapon Aelfric.
Okay.
The blast crystals have yet to be perfected, but they can decimate a castle wall easily enough.
So one person went for artillery, and another went for, like, controlled demolition, basically, in their research. Interesting. But, did she compress human magic somehow into this thing?
We thank you for your support.
Be forewarned that their power makes them unwieldy in an average battle.
They are not meant to be used on people. Furthermore, we are only giving you a single blast crystal.
Regardless, I am certain it will come in handy while recapturing Whiteholm Castle.
Its incomplete nature makes it regrettably tricky to use, but Milo should be able to take care of that for you. Use them both wisely.
I am Milo.
Which is usually a dude's name. Oh.
A dancer by trade, but assistant to the Saintly Seven on occasion. I shall serve you, Minister Serenoa, until we reclaim the capital.
That sounds like permission to assassinate once that happens.
You sure you'll be okay?
You needn't worry. It isn't my first time flirting with danger.
A Hyzantian spy?
Very likely.
The blast of the Aelfric should help you catch the enemy unawares. Both my army and Minister Camcells will join in the attack. Can we entrust command to you, Minister Serenoa?
Most certainly. And the crystal will be key in our plan to reclaim Glenbrook.
Wolfort is in such a weird political position right now. We're like part of Hyzant but not, and part of Glenbrook but not. Sickris reports a theft in the archives to Gustadolf. Okay.
You have made a grave error in allowing thieves to raid the archives, Constable Sickris.
Forgive me. My guards gave chase as soon as they noticed intruders, but they'd already fled beyond our reach.
What did they take?
Luckily, they were unable to gain entry to where we keep our more sensitive texts. All they were able to make off with was a single book penned by the late Lady Orlea.
Or Leia? She left behind a message of sorts?
She'd bid it be passed on to Lady Frederica when she came of age, but it seems those wishes were forgotten.
Thalos or Erica must have hidden it from her. They derived no greater pleasure than from tormenting her. Do we know what was written in this book?
No. Storage records indicate it was protected by some arcane seal.
It must be of some significance, if she would go to such lengths to protect it from prying eyes.
So if Gustadolf had cared even a little bit, he would have known about this already. That's interesting.
Perhaps something to do with the Rosellan liberation, for which she fought so fiercely. Or perhaps it is not but a mother complaining to her daughter of a duchy they both despise.
I shall send a party to hunt down the thieves at once.
No need. Such ruffians are unlikely to be in the employ of our foe. No doubt they were simply looking to loot us to fill their own purses. It is more important that we dispose of Svarog and finish the Nell with all haste. Dispatch your soldiers there.
I feel like he has a good point here.
Aye, Your Grace.
Still, it's like, who would have done this? It wasn't Wolfort as far as I know. Maybe Gila? Okay, well we have two main stories, interesting. Let's go to Whitehome Castle this time, for now.
Ah, tidings from Erica. She says Hyzant refused our final offer.
You seem surprised. There was no way Hyzant would agree to open the source.
I know that, but the negotiations were meant to buy us time. Yet it seems their soldiers are already on the move. Damn it all! This wasn't supposed to happen.
If you play with fire, you get burned. Now we have no recourse but to meet them in battle without the Archduke.
So it has come to war, then?
We just have to beat them at their own game. Their newest saint is heading the vanguard. You must be delighted that a former retainer to the crown is coming to visit, right, Cordelia?
Enough, Thalos. I won't allow such impudence toward the Queen.
Queen? This child is nothing more than a puppet. And I believe the impotent one here is you, Avlora. A general has no right telling the Prime Minister what to do.
Wrong, if it pertains to war and combat and stuff.
I had no idea the Prime Minister's job was to torment the weak.
Also a good point.
Enough, General of Lore. I will answer the Prime Minister.
Yeah, because that was a kind of slight to the Queen, saying that the Queen was weak, which is not putting her in a better position, really.
As the Queen of Glenbrook, I shall protect my kingdom until my dying breath, no matter who may stand against me.
It appears your impudence is contagious, Avlora. Your charge knows not how powerless she is.
Worry not, Your Majesty. I shall protect you.
It makes sense they wouldn't tell her that Roland was apparently part of the army. Maybe they don't even know yet.
Because I am to wed the Archduke?
Because you are a warrior. One who does not give up, even if she must fight her battles alone. I was an orphan. I never knew my parents. I entered the army to make a place for myself. So I know better than anyone the pain of having to do everything on your own.
Mutual respect.
Allow me to bare my heart to you as well, General of Lora. As the last heir to the throne of Glenbrook, I do not intend to let Gustadolf have his way.
You mean to strike down the Archduke?
But I lack the power to do so. Have you heard of the Royalists? The aristocrats who were aid to my father.
I have. I also heard they secretly indulged in bribes and the like for personal gain. That man Patriot was cozying up to the Archduke not seconds after King Regna's beheading. Their kind knows no loyalty.
Indeed. But Gustadolf has not given any of them a position in his court, so they have fallen on hard times. I want to ask Patriot and the other royalists for their help.
Are you mad? No doubt they would wholeheartedly embrace you as their symbol, but only for their own purposes.
I understand that. But their years in service to the crown have earned them great influence in politics. I must have their support if I'm to reclaim Glenbrook.
Is it possible for you to rein them in?
Not alone. But with you, General of Laura, I can. They lack military might. If you accompany me, I could sway them to my cause. Please, General, lend me your strength.
As an Esfrosty general, I simply cannot turn a deaf ear to what you've told me. Did you not think I would tell the Archduke of your plans?
Of course I did. But I refuse to stand idly by as a mere decoration. So if it meant earning your trust, I was willing to show you that I wish to protect Glenbrook by any means necessary.
You took a gamble.
I had to. For it is not status or reward that moves you.
So you bet on my honor, and refusal would sully my name forever. However, safeguarding the kingdom comes first. Fighting at your side will have to wait.
General of Laura!
A word of advice, Your Majesty. Both Hyzant and the Archduke are veterans of war. The fight will not be an easy one, and may rage on for many years.
Even so, I will not falter. I must do this. For my father and brothers.
An admirable resolve. One which I will see fulfilled. I shall be your sword and shield, my queen.
Thank you, General of Laura.
That's very interesting. Because, I mean, she literally killed Franny. Or Franny, however you want to say it. But that's, yeah, I guess Cordelia realizes that she was doing it out of, you know, obedience to Gustadolf at the time. And I guess she's poaching of Laura, which is pretty impressive. Okay, then. Alright, dear viewer, let's go into Telior's streets. If it'll cooperate. Under secret orders, Huet scouts the Telior domain with Flugy. Flugel?
Benedict asked me to scout out Telior and where the Esfrosti soldiers are stationed. But I hardly see any around.
Saw that place before in a cutscene?
Why did he ask me to come here in the first place? I doubt it would matter in reclaiming the capital.
Probably to get you away from Prince Roland for some reason?
But orders are orders. I should report back.
Unless we're taking back Telior first. They apparently have good grapes there. Grapes of Wrath. Okay, the party decides how to use the new weapon gifted to them by Hyzant. Makes perfect sense. Let's not tell the spy, though, shall we?
I apologize, but are you suggesting we destroy the dam around Telior Reservoir to start a flood?
That also makes some amount of sense.
The capital city was built on the banks of the Norzelia River.
If we don't care about doing more damage to our people than Esfrost did.
Breaking the dam surrounding Lake Telior upstream will allow us to submerge a majority of the city. Flooding the town will throw their army into disarray, which should allow us to take the place by storm.
Lake Telior is a man-made reservoir. You might be able to burst through with a blast crystal.
Huette scouted the area earlier and reported seeing very few sentries. Proof enough that this is outside the Archduke's calculations.
No. The damage will be too great. The means would not justify the end, Benedict.
We cannot afford to lose.
I agree with Roland. There is already far too much blood on our hands.
Is there?
Perhaps it's worth speaking with the people and gaining their understanding.
Unless we reclaim Glenbrook, it's unlikely they'll understand or support our actions. We must take the capital back and show our strength and resolve first.
So that means you stand by Benedict then?
If we have a sure shot at winning, we need to take it. No matter the consequences.
Oh, didn't expect that.
We can't lose the war. We just can't.
Telior Reservoir is the kingdom's water source. The dam was constructed to protect the people from floods. I doubt they would ever forgive us should we choose to destroy it for war.
Glenbrook thrives because of that water, and to use it otherwise is inexcusable. Brute strength isn't the only way to reclaim the city. We can strike at night and defeat their commanding officers.
Okay.
There are ways to slip into the castle unseen.
Oh, we do know that, yeah.
If you have used it before, there is a chance it has been sealed off since.
Good point.
There is more than one route. You needn't worry.
So you mean not to use the blast crystal?
No, I do. After we sneak in, we can sink Esfrost's warship.
That's a good plan.
We'll close
I like
off
it.
their escape route.
Our first priority should be ensuring the people's safety.
I mean, if
We
you don't have
cannot
people...
allow them to be taken hostage. It would restrict our options as well.
She's got a point. But how do we take the capital back after that?
We could use the blast crystal to destroy the bridge connecting the town and the castle. The enemies would be stuck within the walls.
Ooh, do we have 3 choices?
That would certainly mitigate the damages to the citizens. If we encircle the castle, we could negotiate with them.
We could ask them to yield, free Glenbrook, and re-establish the trade between our nations. I am certain we can find a way to make both parties agree.
Negotiate?
I understand your thoughts and the wishes held therein.
Allow me to ask once more. Shall we shatter the dam around Lake Telior and flood the town?
Do our convictions, since there are 3 convictions, does that lead us to which choice we eventually make right here? That's kind of cool, if so.
Sneak in under the guise of night, sink their ships, and slay their commanding officers? Or destroy the bridge, safeguard the people, and negotiate with the enemy? Fetch the scales. It is time we decide our path.
Okay. Interesting. That's another thing I haven't thought about too much since talking about it, I think, towards the beginning of the game. But maybe the weight of our convictions influences whether we can change people's minds or not during each talk. Oh. We now have 3 paths open before us, each with its own merits and shortcomings. But which one will lead House Wolfort to victory? I mean, it is important. Destroy the bridge and trap the enemy in the castle, then negotiate. The problem is then they have their warship, right? But then we don't have anybody getting hostage other than Cordelia, which they can't harm Cordelia if she's going to be useful. So honestly, that makes the most sense to me, is Frederica and Gila's plan. In terms of if we want to protect our people, right? The warship, that's going to be a problem. And then we don't know, or our characters don't know about Gustadolf's giant cannon, right? If we could take the warship, though, maybe we could take out that cannon with the warship. We do have flying eagles and archers. Just saying. Okay, so you can clearly tell I'm leaning towards this plan. Destroying the dam is like, oh yeah, this is the surefire KO the enemy plan. But you know what? we're supposed to be Glenbrook's rulers, not Glenbrook's destroyers, so let's not do that, if we can help it. And Roland and Hewitt. The warship, oh, that just makes so much sense. Other than they could still go into town and take hostages, but then, wouldn't that just prove that they are kind of jerks that will use us for whatever they want? Okay, well, while they think about things, let's go to the city streets and see if we can't find some new information, shall we? And shinies. Ooh, quality iron. Ranged HP recovery pellet, I like it. I like it a lot. No, it doesn't seem like you can really throw those without Medina. Lord Serenoa, you've been out and about quite often lately. Is something amiss? I can't help but notice the comings and goings of Hyzan's soldiers, too. Something about it bodes ill. For Esfrost? Hopefully. Well, anything new to say from here? I heard that Aelfric is still in development and only a few people are privy to its details. According to the rumors, its blast could blow a hole straight through a castle wall. Could we really use such a thing in battle? Aelfric is still in development. Are they hoping to use this battle to test its powers? There's a chance we're exposing the people to greater danger than we thought. We must consider its placement very carefully. Okay, well, if they don't know the yield of the blast, it would make more sense to put it on the warship if the warship is out away from the town. If it's close to the town and the port, then I would prefer to blow up the bridge, but I don't know the exact placement of these things. So with our minimal information that the game probably thinks I already know, we'll see. Lord Serenoa, we've returned from scouting the capital. The Crown City is teeming with Esfrosti soldiers, and it appears that a second force led by General Avlora is defending Whiteholm Castle. So Esfrost has soldiers stationed throughout the city and around the castle, the latter led by General Avlora, no less. I doubt a full frontal attack would work to our favor. This is definitely worth considering when making our strategy. So, the problem with blowing up the bridge is we know Avlora is a total beast of a general. Lord Serenoa, I shall accompany you wherever you go. I'm sure my knowledge of Aelfric will be of great service to you. I mean, if you tell us anything about it, yes. Thank you. But you haven't yet. My lord, how is your father doing? The people are worried. We haven't heard any tidings of his health for some time now. That is a good point. How is Papa, Simo? I regret to tell you that his condition remains unchanged. I only wish there were some magic elixir to see him back to health. My father's name carries great weight, even now. There's no way we would lose him, not when we need him most. Reality would like to cash a check, I think. I appreciate your concern, but you needn't worry. My father's the strongest man I've ever known. Dallas, he'll be back on his feet in no time. As far as I'm aware, it hasn't changed. I don't believe in lying to my people, even if it would make them happy, necessarily. Withholding information I'm kind of okay with, but you've asked. I will go with this one, even though it's probably the worst one. You know, I remember seeing Lord Simo on the day you were born. He held you in his arms like you were the greatest treasure in all the realm, and announced that he had been blessed with a healthy baby boy. Father, Lord Serenoa, if there was anything that can see your father back to health, it would be knowing that you have done a splendid job in his stead. So please continue working hard. That man would no doubt wait to praise his only son for a job well done. Thank you. Neither my father nor I could ask for a better people. Oh, we still haven't rebuilt the houses? That hurts. That hurts my feelings a lot. My uncle's a soldier, but he's always busy these days. I haven't been able to talk to him at all. Nope. I get a kid. Welcome. How can I be of service today? I could use some more large HP recovery. Large ranged HP recovery, you say. We buy one of those. One of those. We buy one of these. Okay. And then normal? Oh, a cure-all of all status ailments. That seems pretty good. It's only one range, though. That's kind of annoying. A little bit annoying. We've still never used the jugs of oil on anything, so You have the weaker amulets. Oh, wait, no, you also have the stronger amulets? Okay. Okay. We might buy some more of those. Oh, you have quality iron. We buy that. We buy that. Quality stone, I don't think we need. Quality timber, on the other hand, yeah, we need that. Quality fibers of my being. Every fiber of my being shall be bought. Okay. And then used to create weapons to protect our realm. Thank you, cat. I appreciate your concern. Yes, nothing shines in the darkness there. Ooh, but yes, these shops definitely have shinies. Wind amulet, hello, good sir. Since the fall of House Falks and Telior, many of their people have fled here to Wolford, and refugees from the Crown City have also come to live within our domain. It is not uncommon to hear of fights breaking out between them and the people of Wolford. What should we do, my lord? Our domain can only support so many people. Why not convince them to look to Hyzant? Then again, if we send people to Hyzant, it's just like, statistically over time, the population of Hyzant would change enough where maybe not people, you know, there'd be enough of a population that doesn't want the Roselle to be basically enslaved. That'd be the long-term strategy, but these people have nowhere else to go. We will accept them with open arms. We must prioritize the happiness of our people. To do so, we must regret. Well, I mean, to do so, we must regrettably ask the more problematic individuals to leave. I mean, that just, if they commit a crime, they should leave. If they don't commit a crime, what are you saying? What are you saying here with this one? Huh. I mean, we shouldn't accept people that are just going to be jerks to the people who are trying to help them. That just doesn't make sense. Okay. But this answer sounds like, oh no, we're just going to boot out everybody we don't even like. Which, that is not always how society should work, because there's going to be plenty of people you don't agree with on everything, but sometimes you need those people. So, yeah. Huh. But also true, we can probably only support so many people. Then again, Hyzant doesn't really make much food, does it? They have to trade for everything. Anyway, I'm hoping you mean only people who commit crimes with this answer. That's what I'm hoping, game. I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. As you command, we shall handle the situation at once. Thank you, but please recall that these are our countrymen. They have fallen on hard times, and using force would avail us nothing. Please reassure them that House Wolford is doing all they can to strike down Esfrost and bring peace to the land. Until then, I ask they be patient. Understood, my lord. Leave the issue of the refugees to us. Yeah, I hope our people aren't going to be jerks to people without homes right now. Yeah, okay. My niece came back from the Crown City. She said there are more Esfrosti soldiers than ever now. Oh, well, that's terrible news for us. Okay. Roland's wanted poster. Hey. So I guess they don't believe... Oh, well, they should know he's alive now, right? So that was a very fast change of pace. Now, I thought I saw a shiny here, but that might have just been the light from this window. Hark! What light through yonder window breaks? 'Tis the east. And Juliet is no Huette. But it is weird that they rhyme. My reserves are still stocked, but I do not know how long that will last. The Duchy's trade embargo has me worried, to say the least. The soldiers look like they're preparing for something. Is another big battle on the horizon? The Hyzantian soldiers that were bringing relief supplies look like they're readying for war, too. Observant. The scouts we sent to the capital returned not a moment ago. Our preparations are continuing apace, but I worry about sharing the field with the Hyzantian troops. It's a solid fear. Solid fear. I came here hoping to bring my aunt to live with me in the capital. Esfrost's invasion took me by surprise, but life's been easier since. We can enjoy freedom of trade and no longer have to give offerings to the crown. Oh. We have better taxes. Okay. It seems the people living in the Crown City aren't suffering as much as I thought they'd be. Aha! So finally Serenoa knows a little bit about that. Okay, okay. Maybe Esfrost isn't as terrible as it could be. After the Duchy made their declaration, the Holy State stopped shipping salt. Merchants can no longer trade salt in the capital either. Yeah, I mean, we did hear about that. Okay, I think we've talked to everyone. We've gotten some more strengthening of our convictions. We've talked to the cat. It has given us its wisdom. And meows. Alright, let us then check the notes we have found. Beware the Beautiful Bandit. I think we've already seen that. Wait a second, is this a spy? Is Milo the Beautiful Bandit? Okay. Old wanted poster, we've seen that. Wait, Rufus. Fled after slaying 2 knights and injuring 7 others at a royal knight's examination. One of the slain was Master of Arms Sir Laplus, the other was Sir Tyron, whose distinguished service during the Salt Iron War made him a hero to our kingdom. Crimes, grievous injury and murder of royal knights, parricide. It's not patricide. Parricide? I'm not... That's a new one for me, which is surprising, considering how much I read. By order of the Archduke, I, Gustadolf Esfrost, Archduke of the Grand Duchy of Esfrost, hereby order the arrest of His Royal Highness Prince Roland of the Kingdom of Glenbrook. The prince is 20 years of age, gold of hair and blue of eye. He has in his possession a ring bearing the insignia of the royal family. Whomsoever captures the prince and delivers him to duchy officials unharmed will be rewarded with a sum of 100,000 gold. Okay. Has that always been on that house and we've just missed it? That seems like old news, but I guess it's new news. The most diabolical kind. Because you haven't checked if it's real yet. Anyway, Aelfric blast crystals. Though capable of producing powerful explosions, Aelfric blast crystals are still under development, and thus exceedingly difficult to deploy with any degree of precision. Preventing unanticipated damage requires careful thought of where to position it. Yeah, that is a problem. If we blow up the bridge, that's like the castle's only way to get supplies in the future. So we'd have to rebuild the bridge. Really depends on where that ship is actually docked. If it's by the city, I don't want to blow up half the city and the ship. According to the people who live in the Crown City, anyone can now freely engage in trade without first seeking a writ from the royal family. Life under the duchy's rule, they say, isn't all that bad. In fact, it seems to have improved in some ways. Which, you know what? Good on you for doing something right, Gustadolf. You know, if it wasn't for all the murdering. Scouts bring back word that the duchy has split its large forces between the Crown City and Whiteholm Castle, with General Flora in charge of holding the latter. Taking the city, an add-on assault, would be nigh impossible. So yeah, we have to go for the palace, it looks like. So taking out the warship seems like a worse decision in total. Other than, as the gamers, we understand that Evlora might in fact be okay with us, and thus maybe not fight back from the castle. So if we just take out the people in the city, maybe we could negotiate with Evlora, because she seems to appreciate Cordelia. Just saying, just saying. Possibilities. That's one of the cool things about this game. It's like it gives you enough information that you feel like you can make decisions, but not enough to be like, oh yeah, this is obviously the right choice. There's a little bit of gray in that area. Which also makes replaying it seem pretty fun. I don't know if we'll get to it, but let me know in the comments below if you ever want to see Triangle Strategy Route 2 or something. So, we are thinking of trapping the enemy in the castle, then negotiating. That seems good. Destroying the dam and washing away the troops is probably not what we want to do. And then infiltrate the castle, launch a surprise attack, and destroy the warship is probably like the second best option in terms of us not dying. Like, this is probably the hardest. But it's not always the easiest path that we should choose, my friends and family. If my family's watching this. Alright, Hewitt. Let's try to convince you. Prince Roland wishes to defeat the Frosty commanders who unjustly occupy Whiteholm Castle. I see this plan as proof of his resolve. As a member of the Kingsguard, I intend to help him see it through. Oh, okay, it says you should listen to reason. Okay. Not easily swayed to... Yeah, but that makes perfect sense. That matches with what you were saying in the cutscene. Okay. I believe it best to trap Esfrost's troops in the castle and force them to negotiate. Lord Serenoa, do you think Lady Frederica's plan to be our best option? Let's see. Oh, the 3 high houses. It is House Wolfort's job to protect Glenbrook. I would choose Frederica's way to safeguard both Roland and his people. Yeah. Yeah. And the bridge can be rebuilt.
Good point.
Hearing you say that hardens me as a member of the Kingsguard. Though one of the 7 you may be, your heart still beats for the kingdom and the crown.
I have chosen.
Thank you, Lord Serenoa. Speaking to you has shown me the merits of Lady Frederica's plans. Okay. Interesting. So, Eredor, do I talk to you next?
Aye, lad.
Destroying the dam is our best shot at winning this battle. The enemy wouldn't know what hit them if we flooded the city. But there's no denying that the other plans have their merits too. Should we go with our best bet or consider one of the other options? Let's try to trap them in the castle, my friend. So, you think Lady Frederica's plan is the best way to go, eh? Why is that? We will need the people's support when rebuilding the capital. To do so, we must win it back fair and square, and with as little damage as possible. I think he would like this just with the fair and square thing. I think of the most efficient plan of the 3, driving Esfrost into a corner with only a single bridge to Morn, and one that can be repaired fairly easily. Yeah, I think he likes this one better. There's no kingdom without a people. Glenbrook won't have much of a future if we ignore him for the sake of victory. Even if we succeeded with the surprise attack, the people might think us cowards for stooping so low. And I don't even want to think of the backlash that we'd face for flooding the city. In which case, Lady Frederica's plan would be our best chance of winning the people's approval. Each plan's got its good and bad points.
Consider this.
But now that we've got the Holy State at our backs, this will be the perfect chance to strike at Esfrost. Isn't winning this war more important than the Crown City's damages or the people's morale? We cannot foresee the damage that a deluge would do to the city, and stealing into the castle would put Roland in great danger. I know that House Wolford can claim victory without having to sacrifice the capital or the people's safety. No is a strong word. Winning isn't everything. We must face the consequences of our actions and take responsibility for rebuilding. To that end, I would see as little damages as possible. I don't think Eredor would like the winning isn't everything. I think he would like the confidence of this answer. This is how I feel, but I think this is better for Eredor.
Are you joking?
If you gave the order, lad, I'd put my life on the line to see your will done. But ideals and pride won't win a fight. As the lord of our house, I ask that you consider all our options with a cool head.
Tough spot we're in.
I can see how you feel about this, but I'll need a moment to digest it all. Indifferent. Okay. Oh, I should have gone with the other one. Okay, fair enough. Benedict.
My lord.
Negotiating would only grant the enemy reprieve, and there's a high chance that Queen Cordelia has revealed the secret tunnels to the enemy. But we most certainly deal a heavy blow to the Esfrosti forces by flooding the city. I'd have better luck talking to a stone wall. No, but oh well. Benedict, yeah. Your brain has chosen the best military action. This is true. So you would choose Lady Frederica's plan. Might I inquire as to why? Norzelia River was originally prone to heavy flooding. We cannot be sure how far the damage will spread. Very true. Telio Reservoir is where the kingdom gets its water, and between the dam and the bridge, the latter is far easier to rebuild. Yeah. Oh, I don't know which one Benedict would like better. We go with this one. I concur. The bridge is simpler and requires less labor and resources. But a battle cannot be won simply by looking at profits and losses. I implore you to think carefully about which plan gives us our greatest chance at victory. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with me, Lord Serenoa. Fair. Roland. Flooding the city will leave the people with nowhere to live, and Frederica's plan hinges on how the enemy responds. We can win if we sneak into the castle and slay the Esfrosti commanders. Only Cordelia and I are privy to the secret passages. We'll try to trap, I think. You wish to use Aelfric to blow up the bridge, then negotiate with Esfrost. We cannot be sure of Aelfric's power. If we set it off near the castle, we may be putting Her Majesty in danger. Also true. Frederica wishes no harm to come to anyone, and that includes your sister. I like this one. Cordelia.
Certainly.
Whitehelm Castle is a symbol of Glenbrook, and like the Crown City, I would be loath to see it brought to harm. Aelfric is yet incomplete, so we must be cautious in how we use it.
Hard choice.
I appreciate your concerns about my sister, but still. It's worth thinking about.
Yes, sir?
The enemy may already be aware of the tunnels, but no one is anticipating a flood. The capital is swarming with Esfrosti soldiers. We must prepare ourselves to make sacrifices if we are to reclaim the city. Yeah, but... I see. So you would support Lady Frederica's plan, though it seems the least efficient of the three. We must have the people's support. If we were to lose it, even reclaiming the capital could not keep the kingdom together. I mean, yeah.
Certainly.
I have heard that the deputy's supporters in the capital grow by the day. Even if we were to claim victory, if great harm were to befall the crowned city, the people's dissatisfaction would turn on Prince Roland. It might be best for us to tread the path of least destruction for the sake of the kingdom's future.
I must hear what the others think.
It seems I underestimated the merits of Lady Frederica's plan. Yep. Okay, I think we are ready to... In persuasion. Commence vote. All right. Whatever we choose, dear friends.
It is time to cast our votes. In which strategy do we entrust the future of Glenbrook? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
Oh, there's the third scale again.
I believe in you.
I've thought it through and decided to put my faith in your decision, my friend. Yeah.
On this, I cannot be swayed.
I do not think your plan a bad one. Just not the best one, given the circumstances. Yeah, that's fair. Thank you, Bennett. Yeah, we didn't talk to Frederica or Gila. Alright.
I agree.
I stand behind you, Lord Serenoa.
I changed my mind.
I thought about it a lot, and I decided to choose a different path than Prince Roland's. But is it really a different path if we're all taking it together?
Forgive me, lad.
Sorry, but my token's going elsewhere this time, lad. Yeah. Okay.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Blue. Oh, green. Okay. We got 5 people to agree. That's pretty impressive already.
The way forward is decided. We collapse the bridge and trap the enemy within the castle, keeping the common folk safe from the worst of the fighting.
We'll try it. Oh dear. I feel like we could still use the secret tunnels to get to the bridge and place it and then blow it up and stuff.
You will safeguard the people, drive the enemy into the castle, and negotiate. You have chosen a righteous path, Wolford. But do you really think negotiations will prevail? Such sympathy may be your downfall.
Fair.
Even so, this is the path we have chosen.
Then walk tall. It is time to test your mettle. I must return to Hyzant and see Minister Camsel. Next we meet, you will have both of our armies at your backs.
You have my thanks.
We cannot afford to lose this fight. For Norzelia.
I thought this battle was for Glenbrook.
This is not a simple struggle for power, Minister Serenoa. The goddess, the source, iron? The war of 30 years ago comes back to haunt us because the old cling to relics of the past. Norzelia needs to be born anew.
Fair.
Right now, the people of every nation are searching for a young standard bearer to guide them.
A standard bearer?
Yes, people like you and me. This war is a fine opportunity for us to show our worth to Norzelia.
Something tells me he cares more about the ambition and the look at me people than about the whole leading in a proper direction. But who knows, who knows. Oh, I like him better than House N, that's for sure. Well, dear, I think that'll be an episode. Leave a like if you've been enjoying Triangle Strategy, subscribe for more gaming videos, etc., etc. And I hope you, dear viewer, have a great day. Unless there's another cutscene. There's some
House Wolfort and Hyzant join forces and begin planning Glenbrook's recapture.
Oh, that's a big
But
music
with
change.
the Norzelia River and the Esfrosti armies in their way, retaking the capital will be no easy feat. Frederica proposes they destroy the bridge linking the castle to the rest of the capital, isolating the enemy and forcing them to parley. Though it may draw out the conflict, It is well worth it if they can avoid causing suffering to the people. Serenoa and the others agree to the plan.
Is that the warship? By the bridge? Ah.
In support of House Wolford, Hyzant's great army marches forth for the first time since the Salt Iron War.
Chapter 13, Part 2. Born of Strife and Sadness. Ah. This does not bode well for our plan. Oh well.
The Hyzantian forces should be arriving any moment, Frederica.
Well then, let us make them welcome.
My lady, are you certain this is the path you desire? We are to battle against your people, against Dallas and Erica.
They had it coming.
I am keenly aware of that.
Of course you are. But simply understanding a thing doesn't mean you are ready to face it. A single second's hesitation on the battlefield could cost you your life.
Worry not. I shall prevail against any who stand against me. Even my siblings.
To try and save them?
No. To save myself. And to save House Wolford.
Minister Serenoa, Minister Camsell and myself have brought what troops we could muster.
I'm grateful for your assistance.
It was an arduous journey. Is there anywhere the soldiers could rest?
We've prepared barracks at the harbor. Please use them freely.
You do think of everything.
Hyzant has not mobilized a force so large since the Salt Iron War. Yet I hear you intend to settle this not by battle, but by parley. The Holy One will not agree to any half-hearted measures.
The pressures of a large army on the capital's threshold is part of our plan. Come inside and I will explain the rest.
Yeah, the problem with our plan is castles are designed to generally withstand sieges for years at a time. So, yeah, we'll see how this works out next time, dear viewer. Have a great day.